Was that one of those punches that you know as soon as it lands that it's game over?
Yeah, one of them. I've thrown them before, and you don't get a chance to land it very often. So when I saw the opportunity, I just went for it.
Daniel Dubois means business. Joyce it means business, and two undefeated fighters. Good amateur pedigrees. They sparred plenty of rounds together. That's a real mouth-watering fight. I thought you would assume that fight wouldn't happen next year. You'd assume that is something they'd leave a bit longer. But the fact that Frank said he was willing to make it happen shows that he really believes in both of the fighters. And sometimes you've got to chuck them both in and see what happens.
He has a long time to go, and George Foreman in his career, 48 and 47, 48, and he's only 22. He has a long way. So he's doing all the right things. So.
Welcome to the Copper Box in East London. We're in Stratford for Unibet presents the Queensberry Rules. As you can see over our shoulder, Archie Sharp is in the ring. We have just witnessed one of the knockouts of the year.
Yeah, just a bit.
We're here for Daniel Dubois taking on Kyotaro Fujimoto. There's loads to talk about from an epic card here in East London, but we've got to start with the main man, the heavyweight. A lot of talk coming into this fight about him, about being able to make a statement, just to rubber stamp the year, because he's had a wonderful, wonderful year, and I'm sure we'll talk about some of those fights that happened a little earlier on. But what about that?
Just one of those punches that Daniel's seen coming. He knew it was there. Fujimoto was wide open, quite unorthodox Fujimoto, and he just saw how open he was to that right hand, and wow, they're the type of punches that when they land, game over, detonation, the dynamite exploded right on his chin. And for a few seconds there was a few concerned faces at ringside, because Fujimoto didn't know what day it was, let's be honest.
Listen, Daniel's 22 years of age. He's had a wonderful year. There'll be people watching this going, he's only fought Fujimoto. Who's Fujimoto? And he disposed of him within 2 rounds. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. 2020 has to be a year where we start to see Daniel Dubois now start to slowly climb. I'm not talking about crazy climb, slowly climb, with some names that maybe fans start to recognise, so therefore he can start to make statements like that against better opposition.
Absolutely, and we know who they are, the Dominic Brazils, the Charles Martins, the maybe even the Andy Ruiz Jr. of this.
What about an Otto Wallen?
Otto Wallen, perfect. These are the names that we've seen recognised against the stellar heavyweights, and they'd be a great barometer. And it's funny because yes, he is only 22, and yes, you know what, you could take a softly approach and go 5-6 years before throwing him in at world level. But he's ready now. It doesn't matter. You can't just keep him, because otherwise he'll go stale. You've just got to go with him. And I think back end of 2020, at the start of the week when Frank was saying back end of 2020, I'd take AJ now, he needs a world title, I was thinking, whoa, just slow down. But now you look around and think, well, who is he going to fight? Who's he going to fight that's going to keep him motivated, keep him working in the gym? You can't hold this kid back too much longer.
I'll tell you who he wants to fight. A certain Mr. Joe Joyce, and Joe Joyce wants to fight him as well. He's been in attendance here at the Copper Box. Nick caught up with Joe Joyce. He also caught up with David Haye. But first of all, let's hear from the main man who delivered that knockout blow. Here's Triple D.
Congratulations, Daniel. Was that one of those punches that you know as soon as it lands that it's game over?
Yeah, one of them. I've thrown them before, and you don't get a chance to land it very often. So when I saw the opportunity, I just went for it.
Did you see that opening before you even landed the shot? Was you measuring him for it?
I was measuring after the first round. I slowed down a bit, and I realised I didn't need to go chasing after him, the smaller guy. So, just pick him off, and that opening was there. I just leant in and took him out.
The performance, the celebration, was sedated somewhat. Martin pinned it up against the ropes because obviously we were concerned for Fujimoto. He's up and he's walking now, so everything's fine. But did that kind of, he kept coming up on the jumbo screens and you just had this big smile on your face, pressure's off. You can enjoy Christmas now.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Enjoying myself and spend time with the family and just reset and go again.
Got a WBC World Champion T-shirt on there. Is this the route you want to go? You want to chase Deontay Wilder down?
Yeah, any one of them. I'm not afraid of anyone. I'll go for the top dog, whoever there is. I'll go for him. I love challenges. I love tests. So we'll bring him on. Any one of them.
There's a lot of debate at the moment about, is Deontay Wilder the biggest one-puncher we've seen in the heavyweight division? I think Daniel Dubois just put his name right in that conversation too.
Yeah, exactly. Although at the end of the day, being a heavyweight champion has countless heavyweights before I've shown you isn't all about punch. It's good to have one because it's dramatic and it creates, again, ends a good show.
Joe Joyce is next up for the European title. That fight is the easiest big heavyweight fight to make. You both being part of the same stable. Is that something you'd look forward to and something you'd want?
Take him on all day long. You know, whenever, maybe next year, and then we talk then, and then hopefully we make a big fight.
Just mentioned backstage to Joe about 2020 then to Daniel what he'd like, and he mentioned you fighting for the European title and said it'd be a great fight down the line. How'd you feel about that one? That's the easiest fight to make, with you both being attached to Frank.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it'd be great to do it for like a title, heavyweight title or something like that, and you know, really big fight, a big British dust up, and obviously, yeah, of course, it's easy to make. Yeah, so I'll just look forward to it. Like, obviously, our management and that will be chatting with Frank, and you know, we'll definitely sort something out. Hopefully next year.
Absolutely, and that European title will get you a nice high ranking with the WBC.
Yes.
We need Joe Joyce in a world title fight in 2020, don't we?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I've been, you know, I'm ready. I'm waiting, and you know, I'm going to get that. I'm going to go and get that heavyweight title. That's what I've been, you know, since Olympics and that. That's my new goal. That's what I want to get, a world title. And you know, I'm training diligently to go after that dream.
David, as a man that loved a one-punch knockout and was famous for it in his career, that was some shot from Daniel Dubois.
Yeah, Fujimoto didn't know what hit him. You know, when Dubois lands, you know, he's just a seek and destroy type of fighter. He takes his time, he looks at the shot, and it's the timing that I like the most. You know, he kind of figured in the first round, he kind of figured it out. Fujimoto had an awkward style, he was a bit ungainly because he didn't have a real deep boxing background. He was kind of awkward to get to grips with. But once he figured him out, he took him out, put him down for a heavy jab, really shook him to his boots for a jab, and that right hand sort of come right hook over the top on the button. You know, I was really worried for Fujimoto because it was a heavy knockout. The referee didn't even consider starting a count. It was all about getting the oxygen to him and getting the paramedics, because you know, you don't often see fighters get put out like that.
When you land a shot like that and you feel it right back up your arm, do you know as soon as it lands it's over? Yeah.
Daniel knew the moment that landed. He just walked to the neutral corner. He wasn't expecting to continue boxing. He knew that was it. You know, when a fighter falls down in a heap, one thing sort of going to the side like a tree, but when you collapse like a building, it's all over. You know, your whole body's given up, and it takes significantly longer than 10 seconds to regroup.
We're all getting super excited about Daniel and his potential, but he still is only 22 years of age. Would you hold him back for a couple of years, or would you just throw him in there now?
You say hold him back for who? Who else? No, who else is there? It's not like there's a deep roster of fighters that want to fight him. You know, it's getting near impossible to match him. You know, it's hard to get a guy with such a positive record like Fujimoto had to get in the ring. But you know, the fact that Joe Joyce just said he'd be happy to step in the ring early next year shows that, you know, Daniel Dubois means business. You know, Joe Joyce means business, and you know, two undefeated fighters. You know, good amateur pedigrees. They sparred plenty of rounds together. You know, that's a real mouth-watering fight. You know, I thought you would assume that fight wouldn't happen next year. You'd assume that is something they'd leave a bit longer. But the fact that Frank said, you know, he was willing to make it happen shows that, you know, he really believes in both of the fighters. And sometimes you've got to chuck them both in and see what happens. With the fans, you know, no matter where that fight will be staged, you'll be an absolute barnstormer.
There you have it. Start to get excited. Triple D wants it. The Juggernaut wants it.
It's happening.
That's got to be a fight to make next year, hasn't it? Imagine that. That could be the biggest fight on British soil next year.
Yeah.
If they could just get a nice title to go along with it.
Well, that European title's not a bad sweetener, and put the British title on the line as well. Why not? World title eliminator? Yes, please. Sign me up. Let's do it.
Now, apart from that stellar knockout, which is probably going to go viral, you've probably already seen it on Instagram. We had a wonderful performance from Liam Williams. We've got to wax lyrical about him because since he's moved up to 160 pounds, he's been absolutely punch perfect. Now he's mandatory for the WBO middleweight championship of the world.
And I tell you what, once Demetrius Andrade sees that performance, he will be absolutely terrified. Liam Williams tonight was sensational. Listen, he's fighting a guy that's 6'5", completely unorthodox body shape. We didn't know what to expect. What do you expect when a guy's so big? but Liam Williams didn't give him any opportunity to get into his groove. He was strong, he was dominant on the inside, and once he got him hurt, he didn't let him off the hook. I love this Liam Williams. I didn't think he was big enough to be a contender at middleweight.
Agree.
He's absolutely a contender at middleweight, and never mind Boo Boo Andrade, I put Liam Williams in with any of the middleweight world champions right now.
He was absolutely ferocious. Nick stuck his microphone in Liam Williams' face straight after that result, and this is what he had to say.
Liam, sensational. Talk about making a statement.
Yeah, I knew I always had that in me to go make that statement. Just had to execute the game plan which Tom and the team put in place. So I knew as long as I could go out and execute that, it was going to end the way it did.
As soon as you had him hurt, he didn't let him off the hook?
Nah, he was a tough guy. I hit him clean quite a few times, and he really stood up to us. So fair play to him, all the credit. He deserves a lot of credit.
Talk to me about Boo Boo Andrade. When's that fight happening?
Don't know. Soon as. Let's go.
Frank promised it was definitely going to be a world title next. Do you think we might get it back in Wales as well?
Yeah, well, it was a final eliminator, so it goes without saying, and a standard. So let's just hope they can make it happen ASAP.
If you have to travel, willing to travel?
Let's go now, right now.
Big things in 2020 coming the Welshman's way. Hopefully a world title fight in the not too distant future. Now, we must talk about Sonny Edwards. Give us a bit of a scare in there, didn't he? Yeah. Off the canvas to win wide, don't get me wrong. It was a wide decision, and I think we all agree with the majority of those cards. Maybe some of them a touch too wide. But to get off the canvas, to get straight back onto his boxing, another stellar performance from Sonny.
Yeah, listen, I thought it took him a round or two to get into his groove. Then he started to be, sailing a little bit, cruising. Then Marcel Braithwaite, shook him absolutely to his boots, didn't he, with that two-punch combination, which really, Sonny looked like he went down heavy at one point, and his legs looked like they went quite under his body. But he came back out on the 8th, got back on his boxing, and sailed through the rest of the fight, won every round convincingly. Poor Marcel Braithwaite, who's had a really tough year, and it was such a great reward for him to get a British title fight after the year he's had. But there was nothing he could do with Sonny Edwards. Technically, Sonny was just far superior. In the 12th round there, he was golden, he was enjoying himself. But, that might not be the last time we see those two throw down inside the ring. You
had a little bit of a chat with Sonny backstage, didn't you? And you managed to catch some beautiful pictures with him and his mum, who was obviously in attendance this evening, giving her the belt and what have you, and you can see those right at this moment in time. But straight after this, Nick had a little bit of an interview with Sonny Edwards.
11 faultless rounds, one tough round. How hurt was you in that 7th round?
Nah, I mean, I even during the break had a look, and it was a good shot. It was, I think, a right hook and a left hook on the way out, and it more just boom boom and caught me on the way down. It was a good shot, but I weren't hurt. I stayed down because I know that's what you're supposed to, take the 8 count. My head was clear, but I'm trying, this is the experience. You don't learn. That's the best learning you're going to get on the job, It wasn't the biggest shot that put me down, but it caught me clean, do you know what I mean? And I think I took better shots than that throughout the fight, but it's just the way my feet was, I threw out of him and he caught me nice and close. But usually he comes in great shape. He's a physically strong lad and he's fit. I feel like there was some rounds though that he was blown a bit just because he was chasing and then he emptied the tank in the last round. I let him blow out a bit and then sort of took over the last bit. I mean, I don't think there was ever any doubt in my head, even after getting up. All I had to do was get to the final bell, I think, because I was winning everything clearly. I still think I got up and I was making a miss after I got put down and scoring the shot. So, but yeah, credit to him, man. It caught me by surprise, that's for sure.
As you say, you got up, you won every round after that. You won pretty much every round before that as well. The cut didn't bother you either?
Nah, man. I've got a very, very good cut man there in Kerry Kays. That's the first time he's done my corner. And I can't remember. I remember the blood was coming down after when it first happened, and then it was gone. I forgot about it, to be honest. I completely forgot about it. So that's a credit to my cut man. Hopefully, the cut's not too bad. I've not even seen it yet. Yeah, man, I'm happy.
Big support out there, loads of noise. What's next in 2020?
I want to defend this, man. And I've said to Marcel in the corner and after the fight, I told their team, if they want the rematch, it's there. Because, for one, I'm going to struggle with opponents anyway. Maybe I might get easy opponents after that, potentially. But, Marcel's always been heavier and been fighting heavier lads. That's why the knockouts ain't been there. He isn't by far the weakest puncher I've been hit by, even though he's fucking had no knockouts. But yeah, man, and I'm excited. I want to win this outright, man. That's my goal. And, maybe let my hands recover a bit because they're absolutely caning right about now. But after that, get straight back in it, man. I enjoy boxing.
The final fight that you saw on BT Sport was obviously TNT himself, Tommy Fury. He must have had a dinner reservation at one point because I don't think he wanted to be in there for too long. Pens for progression after being on them sun lounges for a little bit too long. He ran at his man and took him out extremely quickly. What a comeback.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, he's been out of the ring for such a long time. And listen, no one's trying to pretend that opponent was anything but a knockover opponent.
Of course.
But it was all about just getting back in the ring tonight, you know. And we've been chatting to the Furies all week, and he's only had a couple of weeks preparation for this fight anyway. It's not like Tommy's had a full camp. It was about just getting those ring rust off to end the year with a bang. And what a year he's had, by the way. And then fast forward into 2020, because right now, Tommy Fury, with this following he's got, the social media following, with performances like that.
Absolutely.
You show me a fight fan or a sports fan or just a celebrity fan in the country that doesn't want to buy a ticket to a Tommy Fury show.
Well, Nick was quite rude actually, because Tommy wanted to see his girlfriend wanted to see Tommy.
I was in the middle.
And this big oaf got in the middle of it, didn't he? And he stuck his microphone in the faces in the dressing room. This is what it looked like.
Tommy, congratulations. What a performance. You guys got dinner reservations or what?
Oh, now it's countdown to me and Molly. We fly off to the Maldives on the 27th, so I've ended the great year how I wanted it to. Exactly. I couldn't have put it better myself. You know, at the end of the day, it's been a great, tremendous year. But now we push on to next year, and I've ended it with a bang, haven't I?
62 seconds. You could put the whole fight on your Instagram. That
Oh,
suits your
well
Instagram
then.
followers as well.
Hey, 62 seconds. I can put the whole video on my Instagram, Molly. Don't go. I'll explain later. But yeah, no, tremendous performance. Honestly, I couldn't have wished it for any going better.
You've had an incredible year, but just to see you sitting there with your arm raised, sitting next to your dad,
Yeah.
you know, I bet that was the highlight of the lot, wasn't it?
Honestly, this has been the best camp, everything. You know, I've had my dad by my side. It's been a family thing, and it showed in the ring. You know, happy fighter is a dangerous fitter.
What's next in 2020? We're going to see you nice and busy.
You never know what's next year, I guess, with the Fury.
Brilliant. Congratulations. Can we get a quick word, John?
Yeah,
All
sure,
right.
yeah.
You've got to be happy with that, John. Sensational. Back doing what he does best.
Well, to be honest with you, he's had a busy schedule. We've only had 2.5 weeks to prepare for this. 3 weeks ago, he was 15 stone. You know, so we got the weight off him, fetched him in strong, didn't dehydrate him. You know, this kid's got phenomenal power, it's dynamite power, and we just thought, well, let's get on with it, you know, because I'm confident in my sons and what they do, you know, and I would not turn them out if they couldn't do the job. Like Shorten, imagine if we had 6 weeks, what would happen? He's just come out of Love Island. He's had a busy schedule, he's done PAs all over the country. We're at the fitting, we've trained at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 6, every hour God sends just to fit it all in, but we're here and we've performed.
Lots of nervous energy when he first come out, but he channeled that energy, he absorbed the energy of the crowd, and it brought out the best in him.
That's right, yeah, sure, yeah, big crowd, there's a lot of pressure on him to perform, you know, because at the end of the day, a lot of people was expecting big things because of Tyson, you know, but even Tyson would be proud of that.
So you've got to be proud of your man there. 62 seconds and done.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm lost for words really. I didn't know what to expect. It's my first fight, watching him watch professionally fight, but yeah, crazy. So proud of him.
The response he got from the crowd there as well, absolutely unbelievable standing ovation, and he delivered exactly what the crowd were hoping for.
Yeah, I think everyone probably would have wanted to go on a little bit longer, so they had a bit more something to watch. Obviously, I'm very happy he didn't go on for any longer, but he did absolutely amazingly. So he's going to be so over the moon with that performance. It's exactly what he wanted, and now we can go for a nice holiday and just relax, because we've not literally stopped for like 5 months now. So this is just like the icing on the cake for an incredible year. So we're very happy right now.
Now, as you can imagine, we're having Tommy Fury and Molly in attendance tonight. Quite a few celebrities were in and about the Copper Box, but one that me and Nick absolutely fanboyed over, Sugar Shane Mosley turned up. That's right.
Do you think Sugar Shane's a Love Island fan?
I think he is. I think he's a big fan. 3-weight world champion, probably one of the best lightweights of our generation, without any shadow of a doubt, in attendance tonight. You were in attendance for his fight against Mayweather.
Yeah,
and
the one that got away.
You went over and introduced yourself straight away by telling him that and saying, do you think about that second round like I do?
No, exactly. What if you just landed that one more punch? You'd have done him, you'd have finished him. Amazing.
I wonder how many times he's heard that. Listen, he was what a guy, and he was very, very courteous with us. So we had a little bit of a catch-up with Sugar.
Ringside with the one and only, the legend himself, Sugar Shane Mosley. Shane, at first I've got to ask you, what did you make of Daniel Dubois' performance?
Oh man, he looks great. He's very strong, fast. I actually worked with him up in Big Bear. I seen him in Big Bear, him and I guess one of the sparring guys he spars with. And he looks really good. I mean, he's promising. It could be. I mean, he's a heavyweight champion right now, but maybe he can get up with the big boys, you know.
It's an exciting division again now, the heavyweights, and he's probably a little bit young at the moment for the likes of Wilder or AJ or Tyson Fury, but at 22 years of age, this guy's got at least 10 years left in this sport, hasn't he?
He has a long time to go, and I mean, George Foreman in his career, 48 and 47, 48, and he's only 22. He has a long way. So he's doing all the right things. So,
out of the current crop of heavyweights, which one's your favourite right now?
The heavyweights. I like Deontay Wilder, and I also like Anthony Joshua too. He's also a really good fighter. Tyson Fury is he's a comedian, but he's very exciting for the boxing game.
You're one of the greatest lightweights the sport's ever seen. I've got to ask you, what do you make of this guy, this Vasily Lomachenko?
Oh, I love him. I think he's a great fighter. He can do it all. He has fast hands, has good power, but he's a technician. I mean, he won 2 gold medals in the Olympics. Even from the beginning when he had his first fight as a professional, he fought this journeyman guy, and he lost, but I really thought he won. It was a good fight.
How would Sugar Shane, at the peak of his powers, when you were lightweight champion of the world, how would you have dealt with him?
Man, it would have been very, very hard to deal with somebody like Lomachenko. The only difference was I was a little bit bigger. I was able to jump from lightweight to welterweight. I'm not sure if Lomachenko, we had pretty much the same type of style, but he threw more punches, but I was probably a little bigger than he was. So, I had to get to myself. I think that I had a little bit more power. I think that the big fight would have been me and Roberto Duran. It was about the same size, Yeah.
Absolutely. During your career as well, obviously, Hall of Famer, but you never fought in the UK. Any regrets about that?
I do. I have a lot of UK fans, and it would have been good to come out here and fight. But we have all these other young talents, coming up. So, but the UK is great. It's doing me very well, and I'm having a great time being out here.
What a guy. Sugar Shane Mosley to wrap up our guest list for the final show of our Unibet Presents the Queensberry Rules. Hopefully you've enjoyed this week for Dubois versus Fujimoto. We most certainly have. We brought you some stellar interviews. It's all available on the Queensberry YouTube channel. Make sure you go and check that out. And we will be back in the new year. Hopefully there might be an announcement in the next couple of days for a certain fight that we want to see in Las Vegas in February.
It's a rematch.
Shh. We're kind of placed nicely with Queensberry fighters in particular for next year. We want to see Wilder Fury 2. Absolutely. Of course we do. We want to see Josh Warrington unifying his division. There's 2 possible opportunities there against Kanju and maybe a Shakur Stevenson as well.
Yep.
Carl Frampton maybe at Windsor Park. What do you reckon?
World title fight. Liam Williams got to be in a world title fight now. #1 contender for Bubu Andrade. So it's going to be an exciting 2020.
Dubois juggernaut.
Listen, after performances like that, you just can't, as David Haye was saying earlier, you can't hold him back too much longer. He's ready, just let him fly.
Listen, get excited. It's going to be an exciting year next year. Some big fights coming your way, and you can get them all exclusively with BT Sport and Queensberry Promotions.